What's good, BitRushers? My name's Kyler, and you're watching BitRush Crypto. In today's video, I'm going to be going over strategies to take profit, which is one of the most important aspects of trading and investing. So if that all sounds good, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, smash the thumbs up, find links in the description below, and follow me on social media, and here we go. So speaking of social media, my Twitter account is growing rather quickly recently, so go ahead and come on over here and follow me at DeFi Brains with a Z. And while you're over here, you can join my Telegram chat group, which is t.me/bitrush9000, 100% free, and we do have great alpha and NFT picks constantly in that chat. A bunch of really cool crypto people. If you guys want to hang out and chat about crypto all day, learn a little bit more about investing and what some of the other people who have been in the group for a while are doing, definitely hop in there. Alright guys, so the first thing is nothing in today's video is financial advice. Always do your own due diligence, always do your own research, and never invest more money than you personally can afford to lose. The second thing is that it's okay to have different strategies across your portfolio. You can have different wallets, some with short-term strategies, some with long-term strategies. Certain coins you're doing some things with, and other coins you're doing other things with. That's 100% okay. It's okay to have more than one strategy. However, if you are a new investor, it's recommended that you have a whole lot less strategies and less wallets. Whereas if you're more advanced, you can manage a bunch of different coins across many different strategies and wallets. That's up to you personally and what level of investing you are on. The third thing is I'm going to go over a couple of different strategies. However, you should definitely create your own strategy. You can mix together a couple of the different strategies I cover, come up with your complete own one just off the cuff, whatever you guys want to do, but it should definitely be your own strategy. Don't just take one of these ones I'm presenting to you here and plug and play. This is meant to teach you to fish rather than catch the fish for you, okay? So that's why it's a strategy guide, is it's meant to take that strategy and build upon it, use it for your own use and good, do what you want with it, but don't just copy it exactly and expect that that's just fine. And finally, guys, the most important thing is that you have a plan, okay? So any plan is better than no plan. Whatever your plan is, just create a plan to make sure that you take profits, because I'm going to show you right here what happened during the last bull run. So I got into crypto and started trading here sometime in October of 2017, right around here. The price was right about the 5,000 range, between 5,000 and 6,000. And within a month, it had moved up into 7,500 here in November. And then by December, guys, right before Christmas, we were up over $20,000. If you had got in with any amount of money here, you made so much money and you were so happy right here. And then it dropped back down, and most people didn't sell, myself included. And then it pumped back up, and we were relieved. We said, you know what, that was just a correction. We're going to continue to hold. And then it dropped even further down. We wanted to cash out here, but we didn't, because we were sad we didn't cash out here and here. And then it dropped even further down and just continued to do that. So if you held throughout that whole time, you got completely wrecked. I was one of those people, guys, because I was new to crypto. I wasn't used to, huge market swings like this that just go, berserk and blow off top and then basically crash for the next, 2-3 years. And so myself included, with a lot of other people, got wrecked coming in here and investing a lot of money right here and seeing this massive growth and then basically just holding on and diamond handing. So this cycle, this time around, a lot of people are a lot smarter, and I think that kind of makes the market a little bit more dangerous, because when the top hits, a lot more people are going to be cashing out and liquidity is going to drop even faster. However, with that said, most of the people like myself that were kind of the fish here in this market, now this time around we are the sharks, and the guys that were the sharks taking profits at the top here last time around are now the big whales, and the whales that were from the last cycle are like mega ultra whales, whatever you call them, unicorns, billionaires at this point, right? So yeah, everyone's moving up a little bit, so there's definitely new fish in the market that don't know what's going on, which is why, my goal here is to create this strategy guide. As many people that didn't live through this market right here and, see the massive gains and then just absolutely get completely wrecked are going to lose out big. So just trying to prevent that, mitigate that, get ahead of that curve, and let you guys know a little bit of strategy guide here that we can take profits and make sure that we come out of this with more money in the bank than we went into it. And even if you're a long-term crypto investor, it doesn't mean you can't just take profits in some of your bags and then reinvest them back in here at the bottom and continue to hold long-term. Okay, guys, so without further ado, let's get into the actual strategy. So the first strategy I want to cover is dollar cost average. Just like you can dollar cost average into a coin, you can dollar cost average out of a coin. So as an example, a dollar cost average buy would be to say buy $100 worth of Bitcoin every single week on say Friday of every week. You have it set up and just every single Friday you buy that amount of Bitcoin. Okay, so just like you can dollar cost average in, you can then do the exact opposite. You can just go in every single week on a certain day and cash out a set dollar amount. Hopefully it's higher than what you were buying in. So if you were buying it at $100 a week, now maybe you want to cash out at say $200, $300, $500 a week and continue to take profits. And just as an example, looking at the chart, you know, if we did that every single week, we took profits here, we took profits here, we took profits here, we took profits here, we took profits here. Obviously we're missing out. These profits that we took down here, even though we're up from, you know, way before, we're still up money here and we're taking profits. Yeah, we're missing out on this huge blow off top, guys, but missing out on this extra amount of gains is better than not realizing any of the gains, right? So if you don't ever sell out and you hold till down here, is that better than just selling off along the way? I don't know. I mean, obviously this is actually a little bit higher, so maybe you wouldn't want to start taking profits until we get a little bit higher up in the chart here. But just using that as an example, that what you guys can do to cash out is the same way that you did to buy in. And a lot of times if you want, you can cash out into USDC or USDT. So your crypto is still available to buy back in during the bear winter here. You don't need to cash it out completely into the bank. Obviously consult an accountant or whatever you guys need to do to pay taxes and all that kind of stuff. But for me, you know, just keeping it in a stable coin and having it ready to then buy back in when the market goes down. So that's our first strategy, dollar cost average in, and you can dollar cost average out. Even if you didn't dollar cost average in, you just bought one big bag and you're holding it for a long time, you can still apply the same strategy and just sell off certain intervals on a weekly, monthly basis, however you decide. So the next strategy would be to sell off at a certain market cap or a certain price. You guys have watched my investment guides before where I've covered market cap mainly on my low caps, my micro caps. That's kind of how we do it. We don't necessarily look at the price of the coin. We're looking at what the market cap is, and we're looking to ride that market cap from maybe, 10 million to 100 million, or from 100 million to 1 billion, whatever it is, guys, that we have a set price, whether it be on the actual market cap or on a dollar value per coin. So setting that ahead of time and say, I'm buying in at $1, I'm going to sell off at $5, or I'm buying in at a $1 million market cap and I'm going to sell off at a $5 million market cap. Either or of those is a great strategy, and having that plan ahead of time when you go into the coin and saying, this is where I'm looking to cash out. You also don't have to cash it all out at once. So just like we kind of mentioned the last one, dollar cost averaging, it doesn't necessarily have to be a dollar cost average, but it can be a certain percentage at a certain price point. So let's say you bought in at $1 and you say, I'm going to cash out 20% at $2, another 20% at $4, 50% at $6, whatever it is, if you're riding that up to $10, and then the rest of your bag out at 10 or something like that. Like I said, guys, it's more important that you have a strategy than what the strategy is. Come up with different plans and different strategies, make an Excel spreadsheet, mess around with what that would look like if you took a certain percentage out at each of those price points or each of those market caps, and figure out what you think is going to be best for you. A lot of people will recommend that once you get up 100%, so once you've doubled your money, to take out your initial investment, and then no matter what, the rest of your bag is 100% profits. That is one strategy that kind of fits in this category, that, if you're basically doubling up, you pull out the initial investment and you still hold what your initial investment is for the remainder of the time. It's kind of also like a moon bag. So another thing you can do is if you hit a certain price point and you cash out most of your profits, you can leave maybe 10-20% as a moon bag or whatever percent you guys want, 5-10%. Like I said, the actual number value doesn't matter. Just figure out what's best for your wallet and your plan. And a moon bag is essentially you're just going to leave. You take in profit and you're going to leave a certain number of coins or a certain percentage of your initial investment in there for the next year, 2 years, 6 months, 5 years, whatever it is, you guys figure it out. But essentially it's just a small amount that you've already taken profits. You're leaving that small amount just in case it does another 100x, another 1000x from here. You're still holding a little bit and will still continue to earn. So again, that moon bag strategy is just a little bit more advanced on the set price or the set market cap. And the final strategy, guys, that I want to recommend is going to be the market condition. So if a certain thing in the market happens, and for an example of that, we could say a lower high. So we see here we are pumping, continue to put in higher highs, put in this last final higher high, and then we dropped. And the next high that we had was much lower than that one, right? And then we dropped back down, and then we pumped higher than this one. So we did put in a higher high here, technically going up here, but still lower than our previous all-time high, all right? And so at this point, this is kind of what they call the dead cat bounce, this one or this one, when basically it drops and it says even a dead cat will bounce if it drops far enough. So any price dropping far enough is bound to have some sort of bounce where people buy that up, but it does continue to die out here, guys, and drop off. So some sort of signal like that, if we see a dead cat bounce and it is a lower high, maybe we want to sell out here. So technically we lost out on a bunch of these profits, but now we're basically not losing completely as we are still cashing out on that final bounce high. There are lots of other signals. We could also look at things like the MACD. So here on the MACD, we could see was a clear crossover signal from the bullish pump, from that final one, this big, huge wave up, that final blow off top. And then once we cross back over, guys, we didn't cross again the other way until here. And again, that was on that dead cat bounce. So that was your signal to, again, get out when that one crossed back over for that final time. So looking at something like that. And also in the past, guys, you've seen me talk about the RSI. So we can look at the RSI here. And you can't see now because it's not lined up, but basically we had about 3 peaks out of the RSI, which my last video on Bitcoin and taking profits, I mentioned that. This is kind of one of the main signals we're looking for when we come out and we peak once, come back down significantly into the channel. So I wouldn't count this one. This would still be like the same peak because we came up, bounced off the line. But once we drop back down into the channel and then we come back up, that's our second peak. And again, we drop back into the channel here, guys. And we did have that third and final peak. So on that third one, once we started to drop out, let's just take a look back out. We can see right here, that's exactly where the end of the market was. So that third peak dropping back down into the channel was basically the blow off top. Okay, so lots of different market conditions could be your sell signals. Maybe you guys want to start taking profit on each one of these peaks out of the RSI. So as we peak out the first time, we take profits, come back down into the channel. Again, guys, take profits again. So it's up to you. Like I said, figure out your own strategy. Look at some of these market trends from the last top, from the last bull run, the last cycle, and figure out a strategy and a plan. Again, it's more important that you have a plan than what your plan is. If you guys want to know more about what my plan actually is, hop in my Telegram chat group. I also post stuff on Twitter all the time, a lot more NFT stuff these days, but go ahead and follow me at DeFi Brains with a Z. Thanks again for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it and you think it's going to help you make money during this bull run in this cycle, please do smash that thumbs up. Share it on social media. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of the video. Happy crypto, and let's keep getting that coin.